Hello all and welcome to Crochet Designs. My name is Mary. In today's tutorial we are working on the gorgeous Sedge stitch washcloth. Way too exciting, guys, and I give you an option to make two different sizes, so get excited about that. Alright, so what will you need for today's tutorial? You will need some 8-ply cotton, DK weight or a 3-weight cotton. If you use an Aran weight or a 4-weight or a 10-ply, you may need to adjust the sizing, but we did this in the 8-ply. It doesn't matter if your washcloth is big or small. As I said, I do give you the sizes in the tutorial anyways. So if you wanted to use an Aran weight, which is a lot thicker, this is Bendigo Woollen Mills 8-ply cotton. It's 100% pure cotton and it calls for a 4mm hook, which we are using today. You will also need your scissors, 2 stitch markers or paper clips or safety pins, something to mark your stitches, and you will need that pesky sewing needle, but you'll only have 2 ends to weave in. All right, that's considering you have one full skein. Now it does only take, this one here only took me 20 grams, a smaller size. If you wanted to make the bigger size, allow yourself 25 to 30 grams depending on your tension. Yeah. Now again, there's no right or wrong size. You can just like pop your hand over it, and that, you know, when you get to here, make sure you give yourself a little bit more leeway, because this stitch, once you do a few rows, does close up a little bit. So if you wanted to add extra or take off a few of the sets, by all means, that's fine. All right, well, I do give you the 2 versions, so that's that. A very special thank you to the lovely Ashley for her colour combination during Live Antics. We have Live Antics at 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, Melbourne, Australia time. Marry that up with your country. One lucky subscriber gets to choose a colour combination of our very next tutorial, and the lovely Ashley chose this beautiful lilac or light purple, if you will. All right, so that's all I want to say about that right now. Thank you very much for joining me, and good luck making your Sedge stitch washcloth. Alrighty guys, we're going to start off by making a slip knot. Grab the tail end of your yarn, wrap it around your finger once and twice, holding it there and holding it down there. Grab your back loop, passing it halfway over your finger, hold it there. Grab the other loop, pass it all the way over and pop your hook in, giving everything a tug. From here, and for the sedge stitch to work, you need to chain a multiple of 3. So there's your sizes right there. If you chain 30, like me, you'll make the smaller size. If you chain 39, you will make the next size up. All right, entirely up to you. But I'm going to make the smaller one, so I'm going to chain 30. And a chain is yarn over my hook, pull a loop through to the loop on the hook, once, yarn over, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so go ahead and chain the size that you want. I'm going to be chaining 30, and you can do whichever size you like, and I'll pop this on fast and meet you there once we're done. Okay, 6, 29 and 30. Once again, you can do the next size up if you like. All right, so let's do a nice little close up here. Yarn over your hook. Now, if you are a new crocheter, make sure you pop your hook in these top loops here. If you want to attempt the other version where we turn our work over and pop them in the back bump, then you can do that too. It's a little tricky in the back bump. If you crochet very tightly, it's going to be hard to do, but it's up to you. So I'm just going to do the first one for the new crocheter. You need to do yarn over your hook and pop your half double crochet in that second chain right there. All right, so there, you're in there. You want to go straight into the next chain right there, doing your half double crochet, which is pulling a loop through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. All right, that's a half double crochet US, half treble UK. But for the rest of us who want to try the back bumps, that's the stitch we're going in. Turn it over and grab that back bump, which is very tight, but it's there. Do your loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. what I'd like you to do, and it's entirely up to you, whether you put your stitch marker in that half double crochet stitch or in the chain stitch next to it, which is fairly tight. So we're going to go in the half double crochet stitch that we just did. All right, so pop your stitch marker in there, piece of thread, paper clip, safety pin, whatever you have. And when you're now doing the double crochet US or treble UK, so yarn over your hook into the same stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And now what you're going to do for the new crocheter, skip 2 top loops there and jump into your next loop. For the rest of us who are working in the back bumps, skip 1 and 2 back bumps and do a single crochet US, double crochet UK in the 3rd stitch right there. Oops, make sure it's only in 1 loop. And my stitching is really tight, which is normal for me. Pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both those loops. That's your single US, double UK. Now we're doing a half double US or half treble UK in the same stitch. In you go. And then we're all doing a double crochet US treble UK in the same stitch. Like that, that's your double, remember? And then you're doing exactly the same. Skipping 2 loops, jumping into your 3rd with your single, half double, and double, all in the same chain. Super easy, yeah? And do it again. Skip 1, let's see how many we've got there. Skip 1, 2, jumping into your 3rd with your single, half double, and double. Whoops. And this is the look you're getting. All right, so it's a little bit of a slanted look, making sure you are only skipping the 2 loops and going into your 3rd with your set of single, half double, and double. And you're doing that all the way across. All right, I'm going to pop the rest on fast and I will catch you at the end of our row. And off we go. All right, we're almost at the end of the row. So it's 1, 2, and into my 3rd one right there, which is a single, half double, and double. And I actually have 1 more left, and everyone should have that 1 stitch left. I don't know if I can find the back bump here. Everyone does a single in the last stitch, like so. All right, so that's pretty basic. I don't know if I've split the stitch there, have I? Oh no, it's okay. All right, simple. Yes. Now what you're going to do is chain 1, turn your work, yarn over your hook in that same stitch that you are in, that all your work is in. You're going to put a half double, like so, popping your stitch marker in that stitch. Top 2 loops of that stitch if you can. It's a very top 2 loops there. In the same stitch, you are doing a double, like so. All right, so now what we're going to do is flip our work, and you can actually see the little V looking things. They are our stitches. So you're going to skip 1 stitch, 2 stitch, and right in that tight single crochet, it's tight for me, I don't know what it's like for you, right there you're doing a single crochet, and then a half double, and then a double. Like that. Same thing, skip 1, 2 in your third stitch, which is your single crochet from the previous row. Pop your hook in and you do your single crochet, half double and double. All right, very basic stitch. You are learning the 3 most basic stitches in crochet. Skip your 2 right there, jump into your third, which is the single from your previous row, doing your single, half double and double. Super easy, yeah? And doing exactly the same all the way across. All right, I love this pattern. It's not only easy, it's also versatile, and you can use it for many things, okay? Washcloth, blankets, whatever you want to use it for. All right, so I'm going to continue in the row. I'm going to pop this on fast, and I will meet you at the end of the row once we're done. Remember, turn, count your 2 across, jump into your single crochet and do your single crochet, half double and double, and off we go. I'm actually on my last set. You've got your 1, 2, 3 in that single, and you go single, half double and double. And all you're doing here is jumping into that stitch marker stitch with a single crochet. Now, here's the tip. You can either go into your half double crochet stitch that you have your stitch marker in, or you can go into the tight chain that's right next to it. This is entirely up to you, your choice, whichever suits you, but I'm going into the half double crochet with a single. All right, remove your stitch marker for a moment, chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to repeat this row that you just did over and over again. So yarn over your hook into the same stitch you are in with a half double, grab your stitch marker, and a double. Always the beginning of the row starts a half double and a double, and that's it, yeah? Skip the next 2 and single in your next, half double in your next, and a double in your next. All right, same thing, skip the next 2, 1, 2, 3. Single, half and double, yeah? Super easy. So what I want you to do is just that. Skip the first 2 and do your single, half double, double in the next. Skip 2, single, half double, double. Do that all the way across. Get to your second last stitch right here, or second last, or actually it's your very last single crochet. Do your last set and I will meet you there in just a moment. All right, head off and do that now, and I'll meet you there once you're done. Alrighty guys, here we are at the end of the row. How gorgeous is this? I've done my last sedge stitch in that last single crochet there. Then I've got a double crochet in the half double. What we're going to do is pop a single crochet in that half double. Now if you wanted to, you could pop it in the tight chain. It's entirely up to you. But just know that wherever you put it, whether it's in the chain or the half double, just remain consistent throughout your work, so that way it can keep nice and straight. I'm going to pop mine in a half double. It's just a lot easier doing my single crochet like that. All right, giving you the option, you might like to do it the other way. Chain 1, pop your little stitch marker in that loop. It just stops it from anyone pulling your work. And let's get ready for some instructions. All right, so that row that you just did and the row before it is actually your repeat row. Well, I'll just say that last row is your repeat row. Now your job is to repeat your rows until you get to your measurement or your desired measurement. I'm going to give you the rows that I did, but before I do, I'm going to show you what I mean by measurements. All right, from here, right where that little thread is, right there, not up the top. because this piece, and I'll show you now, once you straighten it up a little bit, it's going to tighten up a little. So you're measuring from the base of that little loop all the way over to the last stitch there, which measures 16 centimeters or almost 6.5 inches. So it's kind of almost 6.5 inches, yeah? It will eventually become 6.5 inches or 16.5 centimeters, and that's about it. So the stretch is not that much. It's more of a closed stitch. If you're measuring it from the top, that's like 18 centimeters, 7 inches. That will not be that. That will close up a little bit. All right, so heads up. All right, so the idea is to make the length the same amount of inches or centimeters as your piece. All right, now if you wanted to check my piece right here, if I wanted to let you know exactly how many rows I did roughly 24 rows. But that's my tension. Your tension may be a little different. You may need 25 rows, you may need 22 rows, whatever it is. So give yourself roughly between 20 and 28 rows if you're making the smaller size, and give yourself between 28 and 35 rows for the larger size. Now you give or take your own measurements. Again, all you need to measure really is between 6 and 8 inches for your size. So if it was over here, that's fine. If it was over here, that's fine. If it was even over here, it doesn't matter. That's the benefit of making a washcloth. There are no real sizes. All right, so head off on your own. Do that row over and over again until you get to whatever measurement you like. Meet me back here and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Alrighty guys, here we are at the end of our piece, and I asked you to get to roughly, I don't know, 16.5 centimeters. Let's get a close up there, or 6.5 inches one way, and pretty much the same the rest for the smaller size. And for the larger size, you pretty much needed 8, we'll just put that there, 8 inches or 20 centimeters. And again, 8 inches or 20 centimeters. All right. Now this was optional. There's no real size that you need for a washcloth. Yours truly. Now, if you don't know me, I'm a tiny bit, well, I can say I'm a tiny bit tiny. So my hands, even though wide, they're actually quite small from there to there. So I make my washcloths to suit my hands. But the average washcloth should be roughly around 20 centimeters or 8 inches. Between 6 and 8 inches. You can't go wrong. So if you've got 18 centimeters, 18.25, 18.25, it doesn't matter. 19.1, there's no a real amount, just as long as you can hold it like so and wash whatever it is you want to wash. So in the meantime, we are at the end of our piece. So let's get to the end of our piece. Notice how I just picked up that sewing needle. That's where we're up to. All right, you're going to love this bit. Super easy. When you got to the end of your row, where am I? Let's do that again. You did your single crochet and then you just pulled up a loop. You can make your tail as long as you like. Grabbing your scissors, like so. Pulling a little thread through, making sure you give it a really big tug. Yeah. And then just grab your sewing needle. All right. Like so. Thread your needle. Usually I have so much dramas with this, but that's okay. And this, pretty much the side that you think is the right side is usually the one where your tail is in your left hand. All right, the letter L is your left hand, yeah? All right, flipping your work around, so you're working on the back of your work, but this tail end should be over here. Well, no, depending on where you landed. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. You've got your tail, you've got your tail here, yeah. And you want to just pop your tail anywhere you think will be good. I'm just going to pop it down the back or the side, the back side loop of that single crochet that we did before. You will be able to see that one stitch going through, that's normal. And it'll look something like that. so you can't tell that I've done that. Then you grab this little guy right here and you find some stitching to go into. Now if you look carefully, your stitching goes across this way. So all you're doing is coming down into one thread, the back of one thread, but I'm splitting this one. I don't want that visual, yeah. See, I'm splitting it. You can't see that I'm going into that thread, yeah. So I'm splitting that one thread. People tell me not to do this, but it works for me. So whatever works for you guys. And then I go right into the stitching of that set right there. One way, like so. Yeah, then I go back into it, but I skip. Oh, why am I so far away? I'm struggling to add better. I skip that little stitch right there, one little stitch, and I go back into that stitching there. Just check that you can't see the needle from the front. Pretty much can't. Like so. Yep. Then I turn back around again. This is, you can, if you've got your own way, that's fine. But this is one way I know never comes out. Yeah, when you go through 3 or 4 times and it's on the inside of the stitch. Plus, I'm splitting some stitches on the inside. Again, not necessary if you have your own way. I always say that because some people just don't like the way I weave my ends in. It's quite all right, but I'm very pedantic about my ends. So I double up and everything else. Okay. And it's usually a little bit thicker than the rest of the piece. Not too much thicker. But turning that around, oh, that didn't work. Let's bring that down again. Hello. Turning that around, there's no way you can tell, even close up, that that stitch has been weaved in. All right. What you want to do with this guy right here, same thing. This one's a lot easier. You've got some threads already. She's too far away. It's a lot easier. You've got some threads already here. Weave them into that. All right, let's pretend like I've done that. Oh, look at that. How good is that? Remove your stitch marker. She's so naughty. Remove your stitch marker like so. And all I want to say is a very special thank you to the lovely Ashley for her colour combination in today's tutorial in doing our gorgeous Sedge stitch washcloth. All right, so if you would like to be a part of Live Antics and choose the colour combination of our very next tutorial, join us for our live at 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, Melbourne, Australia time, where I choose one subscriber on the live and they get to choose the colour combination of our next tutorial. It's very exciting. We also have lives at 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoons. Marry that up with your country, yes? And that's it, guys. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do all the wonderful things that you guys, well, pretty much always do for me. And I will see everyone on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time for our live. Ciao for now.